Hello everyone, my name's Leanne. I'm back again with your planning briefing for the upcoming week, starting Sunday, June 5th, and we'll get into all the different weather aspects this week, the change in pattern, and what we can expect impact-wise. Here's our weather threat matrix overview. I will talk a little bit about today, which is Sunday, June 5th, but for most of this forecast, it'll continue from Monday all the way through Friday. And you can see here there's a low threat on Monday for continued thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, as well as an increase in winds. And then we get into a benign weather pattern for the most part as a ridge tries to build over the region. So there's a lot of minimal impacts in there. Some afternoon thunderstorms in southwest Montana, both Wednesday afternoon and again Friday, but it's pretty low with low forecast confidence as well. So for the most part, other than Monday's impacts, we've got a pretty benign week coming up. Okay, so I did mention today, Sunday, June 5th, we do have a marginal risk for severe weather. Really, though, our confidence lies in the fact that the thunderstorms that do form, especially in the dark green shaded areas, will not produce too much in the way of severe weather, more so heavy rainfall in brief bursts. So a lot of rain producers. There will be some wind and perhaps some small hail, but for the most part, with what we're seeing and how moist the atmosphere is, we're expecting some pretty heavy rain producers. How much rain? Well, here's the precipitation amount from today, Sunday, through Monday. You can see the focus of greatest amounts will be over central Idaho, where we do expect the most frequent thunderstorms and the heaviest bursts of rainfall to occur. Now, I mentioned a warming and drying trend, and given the forecast spread here, there's several clusters of models showing a pretty consistent signal for a ridging pattern to occur for most of the week. And our confidence is pretty high in this. So what will that mean? The high temperature trend here on the left is Tuesday's high temperatures versus Friday's high temperatures. And you can see that warming trend reflected in these two graphics. We start out in the 60s and low 70s for most locations on Tuesday. And by the end of the week, we end up with some 80 degrees in central Idaho and mid to upper 70s for most other locations. And that warming trend, like I said, pretty high confidence, moderate to high confidence in that occurring, and may last even into Saturday as well, depending on when the next round of rain occurs. But before that, as we said, a warming and drying trend. Here's the comparative relative humidity between Wednesday and Friday's min-humidities. You can see they become more widespread, the lower values, of course, by Friday. But we do start to see some influence of more moist air coming in later in the week. And that is due in part to this being shown in the extended forecast models. These two graphics here show the potential for a rain event coming in directly off the Pacific coast, draping itself mostly along the Pacific Northwest coastline, but some of that does trickle over into the Intermountain West. Right now, our forecast confidence in this is low to moderate, but if this continues to show itself in future forecasts, we could be looking at a much wetter pattern going into next weekend, which is June 10th through the 12th. And the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook pretty much reflects that. We have above normal probabilities for a wetter pattern across Washington and into Idaho. We're still in normal here in Washington. Normal in Montana and Idaho for precipitation, but we are in that slight sliver of cooler than normal temperatures for the 8 to 14 day outlook. So there is some support that we may see that change to a wetter and cooler pattern going into next weekend. Our next recorded briefing will be Thursday, June 9th, and we hope you'll join us then. Thank you very much.